Let's just jump into it. All right. That in mind, we are going to return to the late afternoon in Kilvor as the Firestorm and Ophelia are trying to wend their way through the city and find any place of record keeping.
But also before that, welcome to the Eternal Podcast.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. It's good to see you.
My daughter just ran up, took my wallet, and ran away.
I mean, that's going to be the story of your life for the next 18 years, buddy.
Yeah, I'm letting her have it.
Okay. So, I want to put us back in the frame of reference where we found ourselves before, right? So, Firestorm and Ophelia have kind of departed. You guys are going to be meeting up a little bit later after the big old confab you had over at the in-laws, the distant relations of Ophelia Bark Hollow. You guys walk outside of the restaurant, and you're now going through the streets. Kierden and Quill have actually managed to go off, and they're going to be trying to figure out some things. You actually have the opportunity to meet with Jeffrey as well as a group, I think. Was that not correct?
Yes, we'd met with Jeffrey. We did the stuff with the Deadstone. We learned that it's actually called Deadstone. I'm pissed because Alkali didn't listen to me and then had the audacity to chastise me over it, and the audacity to demand all the information that I had. And I'm sitting here going, no.
Yep.
I know.
Okay. So, Firestorm and Ophelia, we're going to backtrack because that operation was post Jeffrey discussion, this is Deadstone, right? We're actually more towards evening now. The sun has dipped low enough that it's pretty much dark outside. It is overcast. And there's that weird sensation of having light reflecting off of low clouds. And it gives almost like an orangish red tinge over the town, over the city, because you're next to an active volcano. The light that you see emanating the red glow over everything is actually coming from the peak of the mountain. So as you're walking around at night, you don't necessarily need streetlights. There are some torches outside of people's homes, but it's got this deep, dark red tint over everything. So, Firestorm, Ophelia, what are you up to? There is a laughing baby, and that brings happiness to my heart.
That's just the ambiance of the city.
Ah, what a happy time.
She's being particularly annoying, but in the fun way.
As I recall, Firestorm,
we were gonna go to the library.
Correct.
To the library.
Do you explain your hopes, your goals with Ophelia on your way over there?
Well, I had told the group what my plan was, and then Ophelia was gonna come, and Kierden was not.
Got it. So you guys have kind of paired off. You're heading, looking for some kind of library. Go ahead and roll me a smarts roll, both of you, to determine whether or not you're able to learn or glean where in the city there is some kind of registry or record keeping. This is going to be a D8 roll. Firestorm, you can -2 from this result because you are from Kilvor.
-2?
You will -2. Well, you will add 2 to your result, excuse me. Because
we're
you're
using
from
smarts
Kilgore.
for this?
Smarts.
I got an 11.
11's a good
roll. You said it's a D8 roll, right?
So you guys roll D10. So roll again with a +2 on your smarts.
I rolled a D8 and got an 11. It's lower if I rolled the D10.
Oh, man. What's the result?
3, 5, 7, I think.
7 total? Great. Okay. Ophelia, what'd you get?
That's still better than I got. I got a 5.
The world roll was very nice to you with a total of 4. I rolled a D8 and only got a 4 with my modifier of 2. because it's nighttime, it's dark, and you're kind of unfamiliar. So, that in mind, you guys are able to find, as you kind of talk word of mouth, you're leveraging a little bit of the experience out on the street fighting this Urson, this corrupted Urson. And as you wend your way, you realize that you're getting closer and closer to the mountain, to the volcano. You're actually able to cross the threshold of the upper city, the circular walled-in district of Kilvor. And when you're there, you approach steps carved from obsidian volcanic rock. Pure volcanic glass, dark, opaque. And as you're stepping up, you realize there's actually signage posted in this area. The reason it was difficult for you to find was because this is kind of sequestered off. It's behind a wall. This library is renowned for its registry and its record keeping. But what we're doing right now is learning more about the background of the heir of House Badgermole. Like, what is this? Why is it so important to these people? So, you guys are able to go in. It's late enough at night that they're starting to close down. And that's going to put a little bit of a timer on you guys. As we move forward, the difficulty will increase, even if you are able to lower that with your, very good rolls. I'll put you ahead of that curve, okay? But the pressure to find what you need is going to be increasing over time. So, let's see if we can find the right records first. You have this, even for being a Stonebrow, she is quite rotund would be the nice way to say it. This is a gargantuan individual. And she sits on a stool that is short and squat to fit her. She's hunched over a table. She is stamping like crazy. She is a machine, just going crazy on these different records. There's a book that's been checked in. There's a paper that's been signed. It's everything and everywhere all at once, right?
Good movie.
So as you approach, you would probably just ask her, hey, where can we get started? We're trying to find registry. How do you shield that? How do you hide that? Or how do you say it outright, guys?
I don't think Firestorm would be more than just upfront about it. Like, we're looking for the information on the heir to the Badgermole household.
She stamps like 4 or 5 more times. All right, you're going to want to go over to the far right, my right. You want to go about 15 paces, and then you'll make another right, a left, and then you'll be right as rain. That entire aisle is basically devoted to the different houses in the city. If I'm not mistaken, she looks up at a magic clock. It's how they keep their time. Not only is it's essentially battery powered, but magic. Go ahead and each of you guys are going to roll me a smarts or senses to make sure that you can keep what she has instructed to you in mind. And again, I'm going to start with a D6 actually.
Okay, smart or senses, you said?
Smarts or senses, yes.
That's a 10.
10, nice.
I went with senses because that's higher, and I got an 8.
Nice. So both of you guys crit. So you're able to immediately find the exact aisle. She was kind of running through her instructions, but she's got it. She's got you there. You look up and down these very tall, like it's kind of weird that this is a Stonebrow city, but the aisles themselves are remarkably tall. It's probably in excess of 15 feet. There's roller ladders that are on either side that will allow you access to both sides of the aisle. For now, we're going to start with a couple basic questions, like the heir of House Badgermole. I think for you guys, we need to understand what that actually means for the city. So what I'm going to have you do, you are going to roll for smarts this time. Now, you can either give advantage to one or the other person, or you can both roll and take the higher. We'll flavor it so that both of you can roll and that one of you kind of leads the way on that particular question.
We have discussed in game, like what happened to the Badgermole family, right?
I believe so. So,
like,
quick recap.
Back in my day, they were like very prolific. There were Badgermoles freaking everywhere.
Yes. And that being the case, the modern storyline goes that while the Firestorm was fully aware of House Badgermole, Like, huge deal. The current storyline goes that the only remnants of that house are an empty seat on the council of this city and a gang that is currently terrorizing different technologically advanced and specifically arcanotech cities across the continent. So we've got a couple different threads here and one really big empty throne. So as this is happening, you guys are trying to define what is the heir of House Badgermole? What does it mean to the culture here in the city? Ophelia, what was your result?
Sorry, what am I rolling again?
You are rolling for smarts. Both of you.
Smarts. Okay.
And this is different from the one I did like 2 seconds ago.
Correct.
That's a 5.
A 5.
That's a 7 for me.
Ophelia crits. So
shoot.
as how do you get distracted, I suppose, before you finally get on track with Ophelia's help, Firestorm?
He's reading through, and then he starts like. There's something about like the Badgermoles and how they influenced like an agricultural discovery back in like 100 years ago, and he just kind of starts reading about that, like, oh yeah, agriculture. Oh, they added these minerals to the soil. That's kind of crazy. I don't really know anything.
All right. Ophelia, you're the one that is successful in locating the tome that you need. The title is worn, so you wouldn't be able to find it except by appearance of this dingy brown worn, used to be gold leaf lettering, but now it's been very well smeared. It's not embossed, so it's essentially gone. You realize looking through this, just based off the registry of what the heir actually is, House Badgermole is the final vote. If there's 7 houses, it would be really easy for 6 of those houses to come to a split decision, and they need someone to adjudicate. That becomes House Badgermole. Not only that, in a court with 7 different people, there's going to be a lot of opinions being thrown out there for the best thing to do. The one that makes the ultimate decision, regardless of if it's voted or not, is House Badgermole. That comes from an ancient lineage of the original man who unified these disparate tribes. They're not even houses back in the ancient days. These are tribes that came together as Stonebrow under the guise of fellowship and camaraderie. And you're able to glean that the heir is not just a political power. There's actually elements of the ascendancy of House Badgermole when he became the monarch. Obsidian Badgermole was the first Badgermole to unify this city anciently. And in doing so, he was able to not just establish governance, but to make sure that monarchy was not the means of control in the future. He took monarchy upon himself to ensure a righteous dominion over these people. And because of that, he was worried that someone else would try to usurp that authority in the future. So he made this council and essentially said that in certain ways, House Badgermole was going to act as the executive branch in tandem with other houses offering different functions within that. So for you guys, it means that the heir is recognized as an essential part of a blood relative to Obsidian Badgermole. The public actually needs to accept this individual as being the rightful heir and to place him upon the throne. It is a public governing body as well as having that lineage in you. So not only is he accepted, he's not declared, like, I declare that I am king. The public, the general public, not the houses of House Badgermole. The public has to adjudicate for the heir to ascend. Now, this is our next roll. It's actually going to be our second to last. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty, because the records of the heir of Badgermole go flat. And it's going to take a little bit more work for you guys to find the answer to this. Time is running short. That probably took you a good 15 minutes worth of work, and you guys are really pushing your luck here. You're not sure when that lady at the front desk is going to come trouncing back around to try and help you out. She looked busy, so you might have some extra time. I'm still rolling. Actually, I'm going to bump you up to a D8 this time. You were at a D6 before. Considering the pressure that you have is +1, it's nighttime, which is another 1. You guys are essentially rolling against a +2 modifier and a D8. We'll see how this goes. Go ahead and roll. To try and identify the next one, you're going to be rolling with senses or awareness. You're trying to connect dots, and you're using what you can observe of these patterns. What you have just used of your smarts, I'm allowing you to transition over into this next roll. So you guys pick senses or aware to roll against what I just did.
And we're still rolling a d10.
Yes.
Okay, that's a 12.
12? 12.
For me, that is a 13.
Okay, all
Jeez.
right. Listen,
So-
just because you don't have dyslexia.
Canon, the Firestorm is dyslexic.
He doesn't know it, though. He just sucks at spelling anything.
Absolutely. He'll write letters backwards. The runes are weird. Anyway. So once again, Firestorm gets a little distracted, learning about agriculture, maybe some elements of like the fields of Murgthaw, where that final battle took place that solidified the Empire's victory over the Felwinger, right?
Oh, I was there
So-
for that one.
Yeah. So as all that is happening, right, all that's going down, there's also record of
Wonder if it says my name in there.
So as you're poking around, you haven't crit, but I will give you this piece of information. You're able to see that there was, and even in your memory, you do remember the vibe of this event, even if you weren't there personally. There was an event where 1,000 combatants were slaughtered on the final day. Basically, the thing that ensured the Empire's victory. It was a bloodbath. And it wasn't armies against armies. It was a kill squad that essentially took out 1,000 combatants on the Felwinger side. And then you keep reading. It wasn't combatants. It was combatants and women and children.
Oh, the
Gone.
Anakin Skywalkered them.
So, 1,000
It wasn't
people
just the
gone.
men, but the women and the children too.
Bless his heart. All right, so as you guys are experiencing all of this, Ophelia is the one that kind of pulls you back to center again and is then able to explain. The heir disappeared 70 years ago. There was no succession. There seemed to have been, over the course of time, a political entanglement where the Badgermoles, the family, not the gang, they incriminated themselves in the courts. And because of that, they were deemed a danger to the surrounding Stonebrow community in Kael'vor. So there was a wave, almost no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Well, the Stonebrow Inquisition puts that to shame, okay? It was really bad. The records after that point stop. And what you realize is that the heir did disappear 70 years ago. Essentially,
Which is when
within
the Felwinger fell.
basically like between a year and 2 years before or after the events of the battle at Murgthaw. That's when the heir disappeared.
You know who else disappeared 70 years ago?
My mom.
No, the Firestorm.
Yes, he did.
So
Can you call it disappearing if he got time traveled, though?
Yes, because you... It may have been 2 seconds for you, but it was 70 years for everyone else. I'm not saying you are the heir of House Badgermole. What I am saying is you actually might be the heir of House Badgermole.
And what I'm going to say is get out of my head because I was literally thinking the same thing.
do you say that out loud,
Oh, of
Ophelia?
Not in those terms.
How would you
So
explain your
Kieran,
thinking?
Kieran doesn't know this, though. This is just Hayden talking. There's
Oh, yeah.
no little
No, I
Kieran
know.
on Ophelia's shoulder. That was a whole Jericho thing.
No, I know. I'm saying my brain went to the exact same place that yours did.
Yep.
So yeah, reading that and reading, hey, this dude disappeared 70 years ago. Uh, hey, Firestorm.
Aye.
Remind me again how old you are.
27.
Right, add on.
I think he was like 23 actually. Well, he's 27 now.
Yeah,
I don't
canonically
know.
27 right now.
And how much time did you say that you lost? Is what I'm angling at.
Well, it was. Well, the fell. It was a year after the Fellwinger fell, and then back to this. Has it been a year yet since I've come back?
I would say you're coming up on your anniversary of having arrived in the present day.
Okay. So, however long ago that was.
Right. Well, that's huh.
Why are you asking? How old are you?
Well, 21, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I knew that already. Actually, we've been traveling for a year, so.
But so according to what I'm reading here, about the time that you had your time jump thing is about the same time that the heir to the Badgermole throne disappeared as well.
Aye. Well, I guess that makes sense because there was a lot of strange things happening back in the time. He's not connecting any dots.
The reintroduction of little Kieran is on Firestorm's shoulders going,
So like I wonder if I knew them.
That
Because,
look,
like-
Kim.
Listen, there were a lot of Badgermoles 70 years ago. Or there were a lot of them. It really could be anyone.
I suppose it could.
Ophelia, you understand from what you've been reading and what Firestorm has offered you that there was a political coup. There was an inquisition against the Badgermoles for some political slight that was had. They were incriminated in the high courts. So there's a lot to be said about the weirdness happening right now. Is there anything further you'd like to investigate while you're here? I'm going to leave that up to you. But I will warn you that you do hear some heavy-set feet approaching from around a couple corners.
Right, do you think there's anything else here that we need to... Because I'm
Oh.
following your lead on this, so...
Well, let's see if we can find. All paper trails stop here. Maybe they had some kind of confidant. Someone who might still be alive. We Stonebrow, we don't live forever, but we live for a decent amount of time.
I mean, I suppose it's possible.
You have any ideas how we could find something like that?
Not one.
Maybe we can ask the librarian.
Sure, it's a good idea.
Do. Oh, excuse me. It's time to close up shop around here, if you wouldn't mind. I'd like to go home.
Yes, of course.
Do you have another question in mind, lass? Sir?
Firestorm was looking at Ophelia, I'm hoping she would ask the question.
Yeah, and Kim is buffering right now, trying to think
Yes.
how to ask this question.
You can take a little time right now with Firestorm because you guys are in the scene together to do a little bit of planning. But one question, you have a limited amount of time. What do you think?
Again, Firestorm would just be straight. Like, there's no reason to hide from this. Like, to be secretive about it.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm following your lead, so you ask the questions.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're looking, as you know, as we told you, we're looking on info for the heir of the Badgermole family, and
Right.
well, the trial kind of stops approximately 70 years ago, and I was wondering if you might have known of some kind of book or paper or something out there that wouldn't be here in the library that maybe of like a name or a confidants or family people that this heir
You
might
know,
have been close to or anything at all.
there was actually some sort of genealogy that was kept. And for a long time, I've been trying to restore it as a little personal pet project of mine. So if you wouldn't mind, I'll have you follow me out to the front table. And she'll lead you out. She'll actually kind of usher you on so she can follow from behind. Take a left here, take a right here, kind of leading you back out to the front. You get to the front table, you round the front side, and she plops herself down at her stool, kind of groans underneath her, cracks a little bit, and then she kind of pours over her table. She shifts around some envelopes, moves a couple tomes, stacks tomes. She comes over and she opens a drawer and puts a carefully preserved, ancient piece of parchment that's been burnt around the edges. And on there, it shows several badger moles and their first names, but one of these particular branches follows with a mother and father having a single son. And that son's name was Quarry Badgermole. And it looks like it's been freshly restored. Like she's just taken some time to like find it and put it down. And then she's moved on because she didn't really have any gumption to push past that. She's just trying to find more names of people that might have been there. But so far, the ink that she's tried to put on other like branches of this family tree are kind of still working. There's a glint to it when the candlelight hits it, so you can tell that it's still drying. Right, and then this right here is really the only. I just started this. I found the document only a couple weeks ago, and I thought that, well, I put my skills to the test a little bit, keep myself busy while there's not a lot of people around the library nowadays. But yes, this right here, this Quarry Badgermole.
Firestorm is dead silent. He, how long ago did this one live?
Oh, well, according to the dates here, we're coming up on about 71, 72 years.
Since his birth, or?
Oh, well, since he disappeared.
Right. Okay. I guess we can go looking for him.
Well, best of luck to you. He might as well be dead. And she plops back down, tucks the document carefully in her drawer, closes it. Now, if you don't mind, I'm trying to clean up so I can get home to the babies.
All right.
Yes, thank you very much for your time. Have a good rest of your evening.
Thank you much.
Good night.
And she just starts scribbling on her notepad. Doesn't look like it's really much of anything except for her ledgers for making sure that certain books are accounted for at the end of the day. You guys have a moment to decompress from your investigation, to go back to the chapel of the God's Hands.
The minute we get outside of the library. Right, Spill?
Huh?
She dropped that name. You went quiet. In the time that I've been traveling with you, you're never quiet.
The silence is canonical.
If it's something you'd rather not say in public, that's fine.
Well, it's not publicity. Well, maybe it is. Yeah, no. Well, that's a good point.
The discussion that you had with Quill earlier today of anonymity starts ringing in your head. Firestorm.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Red alarms going off. Firestorm turns bright red and he starts burning up, but it has nothing to do with his powers.
Right, so we'll talk about it at the church.
Okay. He doesn't say a word the whole way back. Not one.
Sorry, you're muted.
Oh,
Both of you guys make a senses roll for me.
Okay.
senses. 10.
12.
Not much happening tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Quiet. There's a red glow above you. You guys are able to, undeterred and unbothered, arrive back at the temple, or excuse me, the chapel of the God's Hands. And by this time, you are actually catching the tail end of a wisp of smoke, as you are just entering barely moments after Kierden. Kierden is already on his way up the stairs. It seems like he's just barreling upstairs, but if you want to stop him or attempt to stop him, you can try.
Firestorm's not going to try anything.
Yeah, if he's charging up there like a man on a mission, Ophelia's not going to interrupt him either.
Great.
It's less that he's charging up like a man on a mission, but like that you can tell that he is walking with intent.
Yeah.
Same thing, pretty much.
Okay.
One
You
is
guys can-
fast, one is deliberate.
Yep. You guys have a couple options for where you want to talk. You can talk in the kitchen. You can talk here in the chapel. You can talk in one of your rooms upstairs. It's up to you.
Firestorm is pretending like he forgot about talking.
Yeah, Ophelia's not going to let him off like that.
Okay, Ophelia, where are you meeting? You're taking him by the ear. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm taking him by the ear and I'm dragging him to the kitchen.
Okay.
Ow! 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 Listen! Ow!
Jeffrey's not there. Derek's has retired. You don't really know how a being that large would just disappear from within the building itself, but he's not here. That leaves the kitchen available for just you two.
All right. Do I need to go up and get Kieran for this, or are we good to talk now?
Talk about what? Firestorm's gonna sigh. He's gonna. All right. Listen, let's get Kierden. Actually, is Quill in the area?
I think if you were to bring Kierden down, you could commandeer his message stone and
All right,
I
then I
think-
guess Ophelia's going to go upstairs.
okay.
To find
Firestorm, for the
Kieran.
first time in his life, is going to have an intelligent thought, and he's going to ensure that Quill is there before anything happens.
Yeah.
Only because the anonymity thing was ringing in his head.
Yeah. Okay, let's fast track this a little bit because I want to make sure we have enough time for the council scene. Let's say it takes you about 15 minutes to get everyone in the same room. You're quiet. Jeffrey is absent. He is sleeping. And Kierden, you can vouch for that because you have to pass his room, which is the first one when you crest the top of the staircase to get there.
When I do want to mention one thing. When Ophelia first knocks on the door, she gets no response. She knocks again, and Kieran goes, "Go away! I'm talking to my girlfriend."
Right, we'll hurry it up because something happened. I'm not sure what. And we need everyone present.
A lot's happened, but
Also,
fine.
Also, tell Hazel I said hi.
I freaking love the camaraderie of this crew. Everyone's just like rooting for everyone else's relationships. You go.
Who is? I don't know why, but I'm having a brain fart, and I can't remember who Kieran's girlfriend was.
Hazel,
Right.
the tree girl.
Yep.
Homeboys like Grover out here.
Yeah. Okay, so for sake of brevity, Kierden, I'm going to say that with your conversation with Hazel, you're able to reconnect. The monastery is doing well. Vaden has been able to reassimilate, still on the recovery side. But he's doing his best to train a new vessel for the House of Mehedjamit, the School of Mehedjamit, as well as keeping your order in check. He's essentially doing the work of 3 separate vessels in one person. It's a lot, but Hazel is optimistic and has intentionally made strides to learn more about it, which, go ahead and roll me an awareness roll.
Why am I grabbing these dice? I have specific Kieran dice. Sorry, I started another D&D group, which has been a lot of fun, but got dice everywhere now.
Understandable.
Which I'll tell you this later.
Yeah,
with
save it.
But it is good news with it.
Good.
Stop falling dice. That's an 11.
11's a good roll, and it's a crit. You learn that she is intentionally trying to get closer to Vaden so that she can learn more about you. To support you.
Cute.
So as that's gone on, you are more and more put at ease. Things in the monastery, things at the inn, they're awesome. Like, since you guys came back, there's a little stress back at the inn. You know, the bar callers are trying to make sure that things are copacetic and that they're staying on top of their bills, but they're doing okay. That in mind, is there any last bit of dialogue you want to shoot Hazel's way before you jump in with the rest of the crew?
Kieran will keep it brief, but it's very much I am so glad to hear from you. The last few days have been very stressful. He will intentionally omit I almost died.
Nice.
Kind of did die.
Yeah, he's intentionally omitting it for now. He's going to leave it with something that happened today. I'll need to be with you to share it with you because it's...
Jeez, was that still the same day?
Yes. It's been
my.
You remember?
You guys are going to bed and then going to the council meeting. This has all happened in one day.
Do you remember when we first got to the Amaris Cove and we got to that like 3rd session and the end of it, Kieran collapsed? Yeah, that was all one day. A lot happened in a single day in the Cove, and a lot's happened in a single day in Galevor. Dale likes to torture us. Seems me especially.
And then we have like 6 months of traveling with nothing in between.
Yep, that's your break.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So he's just like, it'll be better if I tell you in person. It was interesting, and he'll leave it at that. But she'll probably pick up on the tone of like,
I just find it funny that.
Right. But the main thing that he tells her is, I need you to apologize to Vaden for me with A, leaving immediately, and B, having
I've already got that covered.
having a subordinate that doesn't listen to me, who should have been there to take care of my school for me.
Wait, what?
Alkali's not there. She's here.
She was assigned to take care of the records here.
I know.
She's there. No one would have known that. She would have literally got up and left. No one would have been the wiser.
Yeah. And I instructed her. Well, I had to relay the instruction through Quill for her because she wasn't talking to me and I couldn't find her. But I relayed the instruction that she was to stay and lead the school since Cairo is obviously emotionally compromised.
Very much.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's bad. He's been better. He's doing better. But
is he drinking less?
Yeah, less. Less is the operative word. You gotta go. Ophelia and them are trying to talk to you. It sounds big. We'll talk later. I'll call again tomorrow, okay?
Okay. I've missed your voice.
The way that the stone works, you see a projection of their visage in your mind's eye, okay? It's like an overlay, like a Jarvis overlay of their face and their expression and body language.
If you're talking concurrently with each other.
Mm-hmm. So there's a moment where she just kind of blushes and kind of covers her mouth a little bit before she says, "Get going," and finally just disappears from your mind's eye.
What she sees before she cuts it off and says her get going is Kieran grinning ear to ear.
As you then take your message stone, you're able to exit the room, go down the stairs, and join everyone in the kitchen, where they are waiting on bated breath. Now, Firestorm, how do you want to reveal what you want to reveal?
He's not gonna say anything. You gotta. I mean, he's kind of in a weird spot right now. So
Kieran sits down. There's like 10 seconds of silence, and he's just, okay. What did you get? What did you guys learn? Like, I know you were looking into the air. What's going on?
I don't
Right,
think
so
we found out anything about the air. He disappeared, but
Ophelia's gonna elbow Firestorm in the ribs.
what? I'm telling the truth.
Right, so to bring you up to speed, what we found out is that the heir to the Badgermole throne disappeared 70 years ago, give or take.
Yeah.
And a name was given to us by the librarian, Quarry Badgermole.
Okay.
And
And Kieran will then just look directly at Firestorm and go, so you probably knew him, given that you were around 70 years ago, and then you just blipped out.
Well, first of all, there were lots and lots of Badgermoles back when I was around.
Kieran with that intentional pause, like he's sitting back in his chair, kind of like this, but when he snaps and says blipped out, he just goes.
Also, this one got very, very quiet the minute that name was dropped.
But yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with that, with the heir of the Badgermole. It's a name that I recognise as important.
Firestorm, what's your real name? You've never told it to us.
Quarry.
Quarry what?
It's really not that important, I promise.
Firestorm, are you the heir of the Badgermoles?
What? No. No way.
Firestorm, do not make me kick you.
Listen, okay, fine.
Quill leans in.
Listen, alright. Listen, alright. My name is Quarry. I came to this.
What's your last name?
Badgermole.
There it is! Bloody Winterfest going on over here. We finally got some intel.
So Kieran's sitting there just like, so what I'm hearing is, as integral as my role in the Amaris Cove was, you here in Kelvor are actually a step above what my bosses were.
No, listen. My family, yes, I'm a Badgermole. Again, there are so many of us. But I was a nobody. My family were nobodies. Okay?
And now they're all gone but you.
Right, like, there was the whole, like, you were just explaining there was, and I'm imagining that you guys had a little bit of a lore dump, so Quill was involved and up to speed with the rest of you, right?
Yeah.
So you just said that there was like a purge or something, so like a crime, which we gotta touch on that a little bit. There was some kind of crime committed by these guys.
Well, that's the
And
thing. I was
then-
afraid to say what my name was. Of course, listen, I was afraid because I came into this world. I wasn't sure what was going on, so I just kind of said, "Oh yeah, I'm the Firestorm." Yeah, because like that's kind of the title that was given to me by Belgar and Nefta. But like, yeah, it wasn't. And then I learned they were bad guys. And it was like, oh, well, something happened, obviously, while I was gone. So I'm just gonna not say that. I was afraid you guys would think I was some kind of bad guy. But like, we're nobodies. And now,
Well, you're bloody well somebody's now. With nobody
No.
around, you're literally the only living person from the Badgermole family that's still around.
In
there's no way. There's got to be somebody out there.
I'm still going
Oh,
to call
go
you
ahead.
Firestorm out of respect for our friendship, because that's
Well,
how
I'm
I've
not gonna
known you.
bloody reveal that.
I'm not
But-
gonna lie. It sounds really good to hear my name again for the first time in years. But
here's the other deal. Yeah, when we first met, if you had told me that your name was Corey Badgermole, yeah, I probably would have freaked out, because the Badgermoles, not just recently with my home, but like there is a history of the Badgermoles. I'm assuming it's the gang, not exactly the clan that
Right. Like
isn't
my only
douchebag.
reference for those guys has been the gang. They've kind of been my rivals as the Rose Thorn is concerned, but you know,
which is funny, because you're older than the disappearance of the Badgermole clan.
well, I wasn't sitting there taking notes about the royal family. I was trying to survive.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, like knowing the history of the Badgermoles as the gang with my home, yeah, I probably would have freaked out. But the fact that I know you and I know that you're not like them, you're not a raging douchebag.
Second that.
I don't have any problems with it.
that's another thing. I think it's kind of become a little obvious over time. We've been traveling together for a while. Not to get too sentimental, but obviously when we first met, I was angry all the time. I'm not actually an angry person. I've been scared.
Dude, you got teleported 70 years into the future randomly.
I'd be concerned if you weren't upset.
Yeah, for real.
Well, I wasn't actually upset. I wasn't angry. I just felt like that was kind of the persona I had to put on. Because I'm the Firestorm now, you know. That was like my whole identity. Because I kind of had to leave myself behind. I'm not actually. I'm a little awkward. I'm not really good at
Oh, a
anything.
little.
To be fair, you saw me for the first time like a month and some change after I first realized that I had water and I couldn't turn it off. I was kind of weird too.
No, but it was cool. I liked it. I think you're a really cool person.
I appreciate that. I think you're a
You know,
cool
honestly,
person
you're
too.
kind of a compliment to each other. You both have lightning, but one of you's fire and one of you's water.
He looks at Kieran with like, what, like, you know that gif of oh, what's his name, Chris, the guy who plays Star-Lord, Chris
Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah.
yeah, Chris
But
Pratt.
when he's Andy in Parks and Rec, there's the
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He does that.
So look, I know that this is a lot for me personally, considering I've had a crush on you for the past few months. But
Right, Red.
I've got to say, what's your plan? Because you know that these blokes are going to try and bring you into their council or whatever, and try and get the truth out of you, or at least manipulate you in some way. What's your strategy going into this? Kieran, you're the one that's been living with politics all this time. What's the play here? I don't deal with it. I deal behind the scenes. I hear what happens in court, but I'm not in it.
we're gonna have to be so incredibly careful.
Well, I don't know what you plan on doing, but I know that I can at least put my ear to the ground, my very long ears to the ground, and try and make sure that whatever happens in there stays incognito as best I can, and then try and keep my other ear down to the ground for any whispers of stuff that might be relevant to you as the heir.
As it stands right now, there's
Firestorm
already a lot of
Quarry.
information that's going to be shared tomorrow in the council.
When Quill said air quarry, I get to say that now. Like heaves. He's like, "Ugh, ugh."
I'm gonna leave it in your court. Do you want to reveal who you are to the council tomorrow?
Oh, no, I don't. Ugh.
Okay.
Friggin' Quill's gonna walk up behind you and just kind of awkwardly like pat your high back between your shoulders. You're all right. Just breathe through it. Head between your knees.
Oh, that's making me nauseous.
There
Oh,
will
smoke
be
free.
no mention of Quarry Badgermole tomorrow.
There's some
Right.
weird feelings coming up out of Firestorm?
Quarry? Firestorm? What is it?
Quarry Storm?
Fire
That's
mole?
quarry as in like a mine quarry, like a stone quarry.
Yeah.
In case that wasn't, I don't know.
Well, all I can say for now is that try to get some rest. I'm going to get going and make sure that my mates are up to speed and that we'll be watching out for you.
Okay.
And don't do anything stupid like you did with the Urson.
I had to save his life.
Well, you may well have just... This council might eat you alive because of that.
Is there any chance that anyone on the council would recognize you? Are any of them old enough?
No.
Every
I
single
get-
one of them is like... The oldest that I'm aware of was born like a year or two after you disappeared.
Oh, that's a young council.
Unfortunately. I'd like to say it's for good reason, but really it's kind of infighting and voting people in and out.
I mean, when I was here 70 years ago, the oldest guy was 165, so...
A lot can change in 70 years, even for people that stick around for a long time.
People
Quill
are just as weird.
presses up
Tell you
from the
what.
table. Right, I'm going to leave you to it. I'm beat, but I need to get these guys informed. I'll catch you tomorrow. Maybe.
Great. Have a good night.
We'll keep you
Well,
posted as well as we can.
Thank you.
Quill.
Yeah?
We just kind of had a heavy conversation. I think it might make sense. Is it possible anyone was listening to us? I just had that thought.
Well, we did have...
This is amending it. The moment we can also, I don't know why I didn't think of it before. We can amend it and have the mild retcon. The moment that Kieran has his like, well, that was 70 years ago that you blipped out it. He probably would have gone.
I'm going to do this. We're going
Sorry.
to leave it up to the dice.
On
I'm
the
going to
silence
roll a
of the door.
d10. You're going to roll a d10, and we're going to see who comes out on top. No modifiers. If you are successful, if you beat me, that is canon. If not, we're going to see what happens. What's your roll, buddy?
What's your roll?
I asked you first.
9.
He's flipping you off.
Sorry to my British viewers. All right.
No. This is not, which is what you were doing. This is.
Got it.
Fingers
Well,
have to be close together.
yes. As you have now successfully retconned, you are going to be, you will be in this. And maybe Quill just wasn't paying attention and finally realized, oh, yeah, this is happening. We're safe. We've had a heavy conversation. Right. So yeah, we've had a heavy conversation, but he's had our back. No one's listening. Sorry, Firestorm. Was there more to that, or are you just going to kiss me goodnight? You're adorable.
Kieran looks at him and just goes,
He's gonna say out loud, "I can't do that. I don't."
just do it.
I'm going to leave you to your nightmares. And she's just going to slap a hand on your back as your head's between your knees and leave out the kitchen and go out the front door through the silence spell that you've composed. And that's how the night's going to conclude. We're actually a little over time, but we did start late. So do you guys need a break? Do you want to keep pushing into this? We can go right into the council sesh.
I'm good to keep going.
I'm good.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. As you guys have been, as you guys are approaching, it's actually Jeffrey that's escorting you. He's actually received the charge from Lucius. Lucius Hammerspell, to bring you guys to the court and to introduce you there and to really bring you in and say your names out loud and do all of this. You guys go up those same obsidian stairs, and you're actually, Ophelia and Firestorm, you're able to look over to the left as you're walking up these steps, and you see the freaking library where you learned what you learned. And then you look dead ahead. This archway is a combination of like snowflake marble, so like dark stone and white stone in gray main sediment that's been compressed over time. That kind of sandstone is arched over massive, almost jet black, so brown and so dark that they're almost black, with gold trim and heavy iron wrought bindings and hinges. There is actually 2 Stonebrow guards from House Embermantle that are on either door, and the 4 of them step forward, yanking on a chain that opens these very heavy, very thick doors. They rumble and groan across the ground, and you realize not only are these doors intentionally thick, they're armored, but they actually have a stone wheel that helps support them on the far underside where they meet in the middle, so they continue to support the weight of what must surely be several tons of material keeping the interior of this council secluded. Now, these guards stand to the side and prop up in a guardsman's position, looking dead ahead. The 4 of you, Kierden, Ophelia, and Firestorm, alongside Jeffrey, enter this arena. Now, it feels like an arena because it's like you're walking out of the tunnel to a football stadium, like the Super Bowl. It's pretty
just like it was back in
Amherst Cove.
where we fought the big old dragon lich thing.
Mm-hmm. In this
Corpse
case,
dragon.
it's probably only large enough to seat 100 people, where that was a full-blown coliseum, right? You guys are able to enter, and you see, it's like, if this was an arena, it's kind of weird, because it's like a half circle. It's like an amphitheater. But on the half circle, where there would be like the other half of the stadium, there's actually a row of 7 thrones. Now, the thrones are actually ornately decorated.
Ornately.
Yeah, there you go. With what is essentially the 6 main colors of the rainbow. To the far left is red stone like ruby. Then there's topaz for like the orange. There's a different shade of topaz for the yellow. There's emerald, there's sapphire, and then there's amethyst. But there's one throne in the center that is jet black obsidian snowflake stone. So there's pops of white in this very smooth obsidian glass. And that throne is empty. The rest of the thrones are full of these 6 other dwarves. And as you are looking at this, Embermantle, 2 of the guards from outside actually follow you in as the other 2 and they close the door behind. Then they kind of push you forward. It's not like an escort. They're not just saying right this way. They're literally move, and they're pushing you ahead. You guys are able to identify in the purple seat is actually Lucius from the day before. He's sitting up. He's looking at you. The odd thing here is that he's looking quite impassive. Yesterday he seemed quite interested in you and was engaging and friendly. Now he's just stoic almost. And each of the different leaders here is kind of learning more about you as you're talking and observing all of this. On the far end of the room, you realize the red seat is able to sit up as a fiery red-haired dwarven woman kind of perks up in her chair. She is covered in armor. And what skin might be seen here in this torchlit room would be tatted. Her face is clear except for one arcing flame that swirls around one cheek. And she has a scar on the other side that goes from the center of her forehead down and around to her neck. She sits up. House Embermantle recognizes Jeffrey from the Chapel of the God's Hands. Whereupon Jeffrey offers a steep bow, hand on his heart, bows at the waist, holds for about 3 seconds, and then you realize, oh, frick, he's actually waiting for us to do the same thing. Do you follow his example?
Absolutely, yes, as awkwardly as possible.
Kierden would have picked up on it faster, given that he is familiar with the politicking.
Right.
So he would have seen Jeffrey start to go and goes, okay, yeah, that's what they want here.
And I imagine Ophelia does the same. Okay. So as you've been recognized by House Embermantle, this is when Lucius... House Embermantle, excuse me. Yes, they've been recognized. We'd like to recognize... Something's off with this guy. Like he's spent the night out and about, maybe. But he's here. He's present. House Hammerspell recognizes Jeffrey and his guests. House Oathbane, Deepforge, Gemcarver, Ironroot, and House Badgermole offer your recognitions, and we may begin. Every one of them begins to offer up their name. High Justicar Bren Oathbane. He's the guy that was in charge of the guy that was offering the interviews, the squirrely guy that was there on the day of the event, right? Voren Keld is the first and last name of the steward of House Deepforge. Those are the miners. Lady Seraphine Gemcarver. She's in the blue chair. She is in charge of the economy here. House Ironroot, in the emerald chair, is housed by Matron Thalia Ironroot. And then House Badgermole's throne is empty. You'll notice that there's no one else here of note except for like a bodyguard. When I say bodyguard, this is kind of excessive. This individual stands maybe in excess of 7 feet tall, close to 7 feet tall. He seems to be holding a straight up marble pillar until you look closer, and it almost feels like you could rest it on your shoulder because there's also a handle about halfway up, like he could rest it on his shoulder and like volley something from it.
Holy crap!
The chapter.
And me. I've been
legends are
here the
true.
entire time.
Dale, you tricky turkey.
The legends are true.
I heard the disappointment in your voice when I said I wasn't coming. I saw that, Hayden.
Memo jump scare.
Memo, I've missed you.
No!
I believe this is where I should be stepping in.
This bodyguard, who's actually standing closest to House Embermantle, General Kayla is actually going to step up and like tap your shoulder plate. Hey, I need you to stick around here. No sudden moves until you're ready to ship out, all right?
Piss off.
Watch it. And at this point, like that little interaction is enough for you to know, like, this is off. Like, he's been invited here, but also he's got something chapping his hide, right? Now, as this is all happening, you guys are finally the center of discussion. And House Hammerspell is actually the one that stands first. House Hammerspell would wish to recognize the party here as servants of the Royal Court and Council of Mjolnil. That said, there were events in the past day, the past 24 hours, that would warrant some investigation on the part of the, literally checking his notes, the firestorm. Per the events of the previous day, there have been some concerns on this council of rumor that has spread through the city regarding what the people say is the heir of House Badgermole. They cry that you are the one, simply by virtue of your display of power and your innate capacity to purge infection from individuals in the city. We on the council do not believe...
Okay. The silence is canon.
Yes. We on the council do not affirm or deny such rumor until it can be corroborated. But there is an opportunity for you. We on the Council of the Mjolnil would like to offer you an opportunity to act as the heir of House Badgermole, and in so doing unify our peoples, so long as you are in concert with our wishes.
Kierden will turn to the firestorm and give him a look, probably very similar to the looks that you guys gave him in the Amaris Cove when we were making our decision there. not a like a judging one, just a what's your choice, and I can do the politicking speech for it.
I think we're gonna see a little bit of Firestorm come out, which is he's gonna go, why in the blazing hells would that be something you want from me?
I like this one.
Kierden will go, I was going to try and speak a little more gently about it. As you know, I had the position of lightning rod in the Amaris Cove, but yes, we intentionally turned down a similar offer from the Amaris Cove months ago.
Firestorm's heart is beating. Holy.
Well, this is how the council views our options. You are one of three. You are the most politically neutral. Be that as it may, we have our esteemed Andal here. Andal, why don't you introduce yourself? And Memo, go ahead and describe yourself a bit more fully. I gave the overview, but describe your character and how he looks as he steps into the lantern light.
A giant. Or more appropriately, a half giant.
Let's go.
A tall... It's safe to say, have you ever seen old depictions of like the Jotun in real life etchings, you know, what stuff we'd find on like the side of a Viking ship? That's what he looks like. He is bulky, large, almost seems something out of a stone carving. He is old. He looks ancient. He has a wide-brimmed hat that almost obscures the top half of his face when under the correct kind of lighting. His long white hair that's put in a rough ponytail, but his hair itself is thin as well. He has a small little mustache that goes down to about his solar plex, and he wears a weird-looking coat. It's heavy. It looks... Should they have a roll to see if they know what the material is?
I'm going to say, for now, you can roll. Memo, is this exotic material?
Yes.
Okay, let's have this be a D10 for those that wish to roll to glean this insight about this character. You're going to have to beat a 10.
I don't beat that.
Is this a flat roll or a smarts roll?
Smarts, I want to say you can do smarts or aware, because there is some
smarts or aware.
of both there.
Okay. I'm gonna go with aware for Kieran on it, partially because it makes sense given that he lived in a port town. He'd see a lot of random stuff.
With aware, you're going to be tapping into the magical elements and the magical side of what you're observing.
Okay, but
Ophelia,
it is 14.
are you doing the same?
Yes.
What's your total?
My total was 11.
11. So both of you beat that. Firestorm unfortunately doesn't. But
I
what
got
do they
this.
see?
I got this. So you're tapping in with magic to sense what kind of material this could be, right? Both of you understand there's a certain potency that comes off of a material from an ancient creature. This is a dragon scale.
Ew.
The entire coat is made out of red dragon hide. But this doesn't look like something he would have bought off the market. This looks handmade. It covers his entire body. You can tell there's hidden compartments where some stuff might be. It unpurposely looks simple. But both of you can tell, simply just by the nature of this material, there's more to it than meets the eye.
Kieran is
Also-
immediately, because of his experience on the seas, like, pirate, got it.
Not necessarily.
That's dope as hell.
This is just the coat that you'd see like an inquisitor having.
Okay.
He looks his skin is ashen dark gray, etched with silver markings everywhere you see visible skin. His eyes are almost opaque, like they have cataracts. But they're constantly darting around from one way to another. So he's not blind. And he's leaning on a massive pillar that's twice the size of him.
This is the visage that greets you as he steps into the light. And as he does, Kayla Embermantle, General Kayla, says, "And all Levante, last of the Silver Seraphs. Now, we've invited him to act as a potential stand-in for the heir of House Badgermole, and would offer us a means of a more, shall we say, protective measure against the forces that would oppose us." Then you hear dum dum, and the doors roll back outward again as someone silhouetted from the doorway enters. He wears a tunic across his chest. He's athletically built. He looks Mundani. Like, he looks no weird ears. He's not large in stature. He looks like 6'3", pretty strong built. He kind of like wears a toga, for lack of a better term, but he's bundled up for warmth. He might have some like underclothes for the chill outside, and maybe long sleeve shirts underneath his ceremonial dress. But he enters with his hands at his sides, opening and closing from relaxed hanging to fists every once in a while. And this is where Lucius points and says, "Thank you, Anvil. Anvil will be the more aggressive side of our decision. Whoever
Patrician.
whoever sits on the throne of House Badgermole will be the one that pursues either defenses of our town, as he gestures to Andal, or the more aggressive route. One will ensure that all options remain open, and the other, gesturing to Anvil, will ensure that only the best exist. So, in a time of such great political strife, we need unity upon this council in order to ensure order." And that's when House Oathbane kind of clacks a cane on the ground. "Hear, hear." From across the way, the general is also bobbing her head. Now, putting it back to your party, and you in particular, Mr. Firestorm, you can take the will of the people for what it is, being sustained and supported, declared by them as the rightful heir, such as the rumor goes, sit upon this throne and act as our figurehead. Or we will see to it that other options are entertained.
Such as?
He kind of smiles, this like sly, coy smile, and gestures out to both Andal and Anvil. Anvil is actually looking at your party. Now that he's moved to the front of the room and turns his back to the council, he's kind of eyeing each one of you. Go ahead and roll awareness for me.
You want me to as well?
Yes. In this case, Andal and Anvil are the extreme sides, opposite ends of the thrones of the Mjolnil Council.
I got 12. I got 12 of them.
12 of them.
I got a 12 as well.
Okay.
I got 8.
8 awareness. Okay.
Yes.
And Firestorm.
He's not rolling.
Okay. The three. Go ahead.
Would they have explained to me last night how the Mjolnil Council works when it comes to House Badgermole? I feel like they probably would have mentioned that in the
Yes.
rundown of things.
So as they ran things down, they would have explained that House Badgermole not only has to have a blood relation to the actual house, they have to be sustained by the people.
Okay.
Question, if I may.
Yes.
What sort of vibe do I get off of this guy? This Anvil,
Which
you
one?
said his
You have
name was?
Andal and you have Anvil.
Anvil, you said his name was, right?
Anvil, yes.
Yeah.
So as he's
because-
eyeing you guys, this is kind of the vibe that I wanted you guys to pick up. You look at him and he seems plain. He's being touted like he's literally standing in front of the breastwork of this particular like bench of like a courtroom kind of a thing, and he's standing in front of House Hammerspell, the purple chair, the purple gemmed chair at the far right of the room. And he's standing almost military air. He's calm. Like, every glance of his eye is the only motion you see except for the rise and fall of his breathing.
It's just a puppet.
You were using your awareness to tap into something bigger than yourself, to try and understand empathetically or magically what this man might have in his arsenal, but he is unarmed. He's wearing a toga and like winter wear undergarments and boots. And that's it. He's the aggressive one. That's the vibe you get.
Kieran just like steals a glance over to Ophelia with the briefest look of, it's always the unassuming ones.
And she just gives like a very, like, just barely imperceptible nod.
Go ahead and roll will to see how imperceptible that is.
Okay.
Oh, I got my roll wrong. Either way, it would have been a 10.
Nice. So meets it, beats it.
What's my
Well,
will?
I was rolling a d10, excuse me. Didn't beat it, but you did get that much.
I just remember that aware is actually +4, not a
You
+3.
would have So what's your total now?
So my total now for that roll would have been, what did I say it was before? 8, so it would have actually been a 9.
Okay. You would have been dealing with a 17. So you guys
Okay.
are aware.
Okay, so will.
So will at this point.
Okay, that's decent. That's 10.
With a 12. Anvil flits his eye in your direction, Ophelia. And only his eyes. His face is like a little bit towards the council, so one ear is trained on the council, but his eyes flit to you. And then his head turns to you.
Ophelia's face goes completely blank.
Now, to the vote of it. You and our esteemed guest, Geoffrey of the Chapel of the God's Hands, has invited you to participate in this vote to determine which of these three, the Firestorm, Andor, or Anvil, will fill the House Badgermole's throne, only ceremonially, so that we might bring our peoples in closer harmony with the will of Obsidian Badgermole, our great leader.
Firestorm's going to speak up. He's going to go, hold on just a minute. There's 2 issues I have here.
And everyone on the council gets stiff.
I really like this one.
Listen,
Go on.
I just got here, and there are 2 things. One, what would this even entail? You haven't told me how. How is this going to bring... What exactly do you have planned? And 2, you can't expect me to come in here, get this bombshell dropped on us, whatever that is, and then immediately expect to accept or decline anything. I can't even talk to me party about it. Nothing. No time. Just, hey, we want you to be king, basically. Okay, let's vote. What? That's insane.
Well, of course we want you to have your time. And this is Oathvane speaking. We want you to have your time. Go ahead and roll a senses immediately. All of you.
It's almost like they're forcing you into a decision.
9.
11.
I got a 7 on senses.
I also got a 9.
Anyone above an 8 will see the tiniest flick of anger across Hammerspell's face and the tiniest dart of his eyes to the side before he realizes he might have just given himself up.
Is he the one that spoke up, or is he not the one that's just spoke up?
No, that was, excuse me, I have to remember.
It was Oathvane that spoke up.
Oathvane is the one that spoke up.
So Hammerspell is annoyed that they're insinuating that we would have time to discuss this?
Yes. As Oathvane is continuing, no, I apologize. I am High Justikar Bren Oathvane, and I want you to know that while I might be the eldest on the council here, we have a little bit more ambition towards the other side. But just recognize that we are here in support and full honor of what it means to keep to the law. In my house, as he looks down the row from the yellow chair, he's in the yellow topaz chair looking down at the purple amethyst chair at House Hammerspell. Our house focuses on the propriety of law, which is why we have entertained the presence of Andal here today, knowing his reputation as being a grand and mighty beast slayer. And in that regard, he would not shirk his responsibilities on this throne to some parlance or to some inconvenience. Is that not true?
Please. I was hunting beasts of the wilds before you were even in your diapers, boy.
There we go.
Firestorm's gonna look at it with like eyes for the first time and be like,
That look of
Firestorm. Firestorm.
Aye.
You know a trap when you see one.
It's all I've felt since I got into the city.
Good.
It's funny because the first 3, red, orange, and yellow, each look to the guy that they thought was going to come in and be their rep is now like, whose side are you on? Like, that's kind of the vibe that you're getting from these 3.
Oh, please. I have killed more creatures and loved more women than all of you combined. Shut up.
And Kieran tries very hard to restrain himself, but he actually laughs out loud at that comment. He goes,
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm usually much more composed in these situations, given my history with politics. But there is one very crucial detail that needs to be pointed out, as the Lord of House Oathvane has pointed out.
Please specify. Let us hear your grand experience in politics.
You all need to adhere to the laws. If you are going to adhere to that, there is only one choice you can make, and that is the Firestorm, because he has the support of the public, which, by your very laws, is a requirement for filling the seat of House Badgermole. It is not a vote of the council, as I understand it.
You see, this is not even a roll. Hammerspell, his eyes get big, his face gets hard, and he turns to House
The
Oathvane.
turtle boy's got a point, you know.
Turtle boy.
And then he addresses the Lord of House Hammerspell Dragon goes, and to the Lord of House Hammerspell, I must say this. It is not because of Oathvane's comments that I am bringing this up. I would have said it regardless.
Where, pray tell, did you learn of this information?
Well, my friends have been to the library, and they have been reading. They understand.
Never
what
done
the
that
laws
before.
are. And
Handles.
I also ran it by Jeffrey this morning to make sure that I would not be speaking out of line when I spoke this.
Hammerspell's eyes go to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey,
Giving that look of
eat crab.
the law is the law.
Andal's gonna lean into the general's ear and say, "Told you they wouldn't fall for it."
The general, go ahead and roll a senses. And actually, because I imagine Ophelia is the closest side to like the red, orange, and yellow thrones, Ophelia is going to be the one to roll for this observation.
Okay. You said senses.
Senses, yes.
Okay. That is. What is that? Okay, yeah. That is 11.
There's a crit on our hands here.
Yay.
As Andal makes that comment, the general starts scribbling something down on her papers. What was that?
Let me speak to them. It was
floor
wrong
is
to try
yours.
to entrap this hero's party. You can't capture a beast like this just by laying down a simple snare. Do you really want peace in your city, or do you just want to be another pawn like they want?
Oathvane, he's literally sat back on his throne. He's happy. Like, as long as the law is being honored, he's good.
I like
Gem
Oathvane.
Carver. Yeah, Gem Carver, House Gem Carver in the green throne. They are kind of leaning in like, oh, the stocks are going to be soaring or falling. Which way is it going to go here? In the orange chair, that's where the miners are actually sitting from House Deep Forge. They are the ones that are kind of don't really have a horse in this race. So they're just kind of, I'm here, man. Like, what do you want from me? Ironroot is... In fact, go ahead and roll me either awareness or smarts, all of you.
That's a 10 on smarts for me.
Ooh, I got a natural 10.
Nice.
I have a dirty 10.
I got a 12.
Meets it, beats it on 10.
Oh, wait, no.
Actually, wait. What is my smarts? Oh no, never mind. Oh no, never mind. It's a 10.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
good.
Double never mind.
Double number.
Yeah,
House
never
mind.
Ironroot. Matron Thalia. She is uncomfortably quiet.
What?
She's just sitting there. Her hand is over her mouth. She's trying not to betray. You can tell with those crits, especially those that got above a 10, I think 3. If you got a 13 or higher, no one got a 13 or higher. With a crit, you would have seen that she is trying not to give something up. With a 12 at most, you would just tell that she is trying to speak, but also others are talking ahead of her, and she is kind of the little dog in this fight round.
So recognizing that and getting a similar probably getting a similar feeling to when I was in meetings and Lady Lyriel was being spoken over by the other members of the Potentus.
Yep.
I just go, it was Lady Ironroots, right?
Yeah, Lady Ironroot.
Ironroot, yeah. So Kieran will just go, excuse me, everyone. There is something that needs to be said by someone in this room, and it's no one that is currently
me.
speaking.
Shut it, turtle boy. Don't start losing the race while you're ahead.
I'm not. I'm allowing someone else to stake their claim in the race. And he will
Ironroot.
turn to Lady Ironroot.
Lady Ironroot immediately looks to the Jotara with you. You go ahead, boy.
What a way to make me feel like an ass about myself. Listen, he's gonna lean back into the general. Let me speak to them. I can resolve this better than your council could.
You've got the floor.
He's gonna step now more properly into the light. Every single step he takes practically feels like he's shaking the floor. How big are Jatars usually? Just double checking.
Normally, it's between 7 and 9 feet canonically.
Can I make him 10 feet? Can I make him a giant?
I will let you do this character as a 10-foot. Yes, it'll
Hell
be difficult
yeah.
for you to get into different living accommodations, but we can make arrangements.
He's a silver seraph. He's used to being in awful situations. He's
Like
gonna
sleeping in a barn.
even though his advanced age, he walks with power, and it's not just his weight. There is something behind him that you can't get by being a patrician or sitting on a palatine throne. And to get to eye level with all of you, he will kneel down.
What is the real reason you're here?
Here in this room or here in this city?
In the city.
Well, the real reason is because we have been trying our damnedest to track the movements and whereabouts of the dark forgotten god, whose servant is the Tauren.
You're God's parent.
No,
I know.
it's not their parent. There is a relation, but it's not their parent.
Deific family trees are a bitch to comprehend.
Fair enough, we'll give you that.
Listen. I came on a hunt. My hunt has brought me to you. Do you really want the obvious answer on what you should do here?
I'm curious what you think the obvious answer is.
Firestorm's like, I would very much like to have obvious.
You have 3 options, 3 more paths you can take before you fell your beast. 1, you can take control of Firestorm. Surely you'd make enemies of the Palatine Congress, but to be real, who gives a damn? They can go swaddle in their own high towers for all I care. You have support of the people, you'd have more power, you'd have more ways to track down your forgotten god's vessel. You can let me take charge. I hate being in office. But if it means I can get closer to my quarry, then so be it.
Oh, who's your
Or-
quarry then?
I'm looking for a dragon. A western wind. Told me to come to you.
And how's being in office gonna help you kill a dragon?
I'm not hunting the dragon.
Oh.
I'm following the dragon. We can discuss this later. Listen, you can
I'd
take
like
office.
that.
Better for you. I can take office. Worse for me. Or you can gamble with the wild one. I know the eyes of a dangerous predator when I see one. That man is no mere Mundani.
It's always the unassuming ones.
Oh, there's nothing unassuming about him.
I was gonna say the same thing actually. He looks pretty assuming.
Okay, Memo, I'm going to have your character roll smarts or aware for this next roll as you glance over the party to Anvil standing next to the Lord Hammerspell.
Finally, I got a crit.
Hey,
Hold on.
10 plus 2. 10 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 10 plus 2. Max on the die plus 2.
Okay, the way you roll in this game,
Oh,
I will
yeah.
constantly be using a contested die against you.
I forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's
forgot.
been a hot moment, you see.
So you glance over at him, and what I can give you, because you didn't get a full success, what I can give you, glancing over at Anvil, there is a flicker of energy that you know is as intense as any dragon's flame, that is as powerful as any corruption you might have felt on a beast, that has more rage than this dragon that you've been pursuing, more surgical precision and uncaring, wanton destruction than a titan at its peak of anger and bloodlust. And it is all gone the instant you catch that energy whiffing off of this man. And he stares back at you, silent.
I can never enjoy my retirement, can I? Just... The council here has made one fatal mistake. Firestorm, they think you're competent enough to actually fall for their tricks.
I don't know how they expect anything from me.
That's kind of my point.
I mean, I think they've made one other fatal mistake. The other half of the law for who sits on the throne of Badgermole. They don't know if anyone here has any blood relation.
Do you mind filling us in? You are in.
Shut up, boy.
Go ahead and roll a will. Roll a will right now.
That I'm good at. Oh, say it ain't so. Oh, say it ain't so. Hey, Dale, how does a 14 sound?
As you turn and say, shut up, there is a sensation within the musculature of your shoulders, neck, and jaw that immediately launches into a rictus, and you cannot speak. Remember, you are a guest in our court. And much like anyone else, should you join this council, you would be expected to perform admirably. And with your mouth shut. Oathbane. Now, hold on. That's a little overkill. And he's actually going to wave his hand in the air and dispel this effect. Come on. If you're going to entertain someone here, you want to make sure that you have them on your side. You're pretty much shooting yourself in the foot. Now, he's our guy. Don't dick around with him or you're going to face us. And immediately, over on the other side, Ironroot from the blue chair. Listen, this is all just a big misunderstanding. We need to calm, sit, and do this carefully so that we have the people's support. Firestorm is the logical...
Up.
Okay. Hammerspell.
First off, if you wanted to tease me like that, at least take me out to dinner first.
Steak or chicken cordon bleu?
How about the little brown you got on your nose? He's gonna start lumbering back to take his position next to the general, looking back to the Firestorm.
There's a little bit of blush on that woman's face, by the way. The general is going...
He's just gonna mumble to himself something along the lines of, "I'm too old for this." Has any of them ever heard of the Silver Seraphs?
The reason that she is inviting you, she is the one that had direct hand in bringing you into this meeting. And she's down for the banter. She treats it like banter. She's essentially what Quill is to Firestorm in this situation to you. She's teasing you, and she's down to play around, but she also has a job to do. And she's still deferring to you because that flame mark on her cheek, it's etched in silver. And you know for a fact she never joined the order. So she must be a descendant of someone else.
Wannabes, fangirls, sycophants, fanatics. My support. He's going to announce this to the council. My official recommendation as the last is that the Firestorm uphold the position as the leader of Badgermole.
Who is it that Spellhammer wants to be? Is it
Hammer
me?
Spell wants Anvil.
Okay.
Andal is going to look over to Anvil and say, "You, boy, a word." And with that, he is going to once again leave his position and start walking over to Anvil. He has no care for any of this proceedings. He just says, "I support the Firestorm," and walks over to Anvil.
You've
Like they
essentially
want to have a
cast
hush
your
word.
gauntlet down. Like whatever the general wanted to have happen and orange topaz and yellow topaz wanted to happen, it ain't happening. So they've essentially lost. They put their bet on the one horse they had, and that horse has left the race. So now it's down to Anvil and Firestorm. So
So hold on.
Kieran,
Firestorm, as we know, he's kind of anti-authority. He gets mad at his gods and tells them to speak up, you know?
yeah,
And the display that Hammerspell just showed is setting a fire in his heart. He's mad about that. And it's not even him. He hates when people in power abuse it.
would I notice that Firestorm is kind of
Firestorm. What do you think?
losing it?
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
What do you think? Do you think that Kieran would have noticed your anger at that point?
Oh, he doesn't hide his emotions.
So seeing this, Kieran will, he'll look at the council and go, "A moment, please," and will force a screen of water between him and Firestorm.
Around him and Firestorm. Is Ophelia included in that, or is it just you two?
I'd probably include Jeffrey in it too, actually. Ophelia
Interesting.
and Jeffrey. So the whole group. And I'll just look at them and go, "Okay, I cannot generate enough noise to completely drown out the silence, and this is not the time or place to."
He's
cast
gonna say really loud, "That guy's a douchebag."
Andal is just walking through one of the veils. Agreed, and exits the other.
This, and by the way, Anvil has not looked over his shoulder at all. He is following this man who has just invited him out of the room. We will come to your scene in a moment, Memo.
But Kieran will just look at everyone and go, "We all know exactly who the Firestorm is. Do we play that card? Because they technically cannot make a decision without knowing if someone is blood."
Hold on. I know that this is a really important moment, but unless you have proof that he is the heir, it sounds to me like whatever documentation you found with the librarian's help was already charred. That makes me think that whatever happened 70 years ago was intentional and was trying to eliminate this for some reason. We need to tread very carefully before we come outright and say what we know.
It seems to me like I'm not very smart, but I'm smart enough to know that they've obviously got some kind of documentation forgery, something going on, so that they can, quote unquote, prove
Right.
that whoever they pick is going to be from House Badgermole.
Precisely.
Now, Firestorm, here's the real question. How much of your stuff do you have from 70 years ago? Or is all of your equipment new?
That's a good question that Mike has never thought of.
I would argue, because I do not recall a single time that you and I have ever discussed. You literally are wearing the armor you wore from 70 years ago.
This is true. I am wearing my guard armor from 70 years ago.
Your hammer is also period. Like, it's from that era.
So seeing you hesitate, Kieran's sitting here going like he's trying to think of everything he knows about dwarves and where they would put symbols of authority or symbols of a house, and he just goes, "Firestorm, let me see your hammer."
Sure, he's gonna hand him the hammer, and then he's also gonna
This is-
he's also gonna be like, "I've also got my guard's license," and he's gonna pull out his little identification card.
That could definitely help too. But Kieran, like, he'll grab the hammer.
name.
Okay, that's
Quarry
good. That's good.
Badgermole. House
Written in
Badger-
like children's handwriting.
It's an official document, so it's actually probably.
He had to
Very
sign
neatly.
it. It's got typographed like information, so it's clear. But his handwriting is a child's handwriting.
Right.
It's
But
got
Kieran
it's
is
got a
looking-
picture. It's got my
Kieran's-
picture on it.
Yep.
Kieran's spinning the hammer every which way in that, trying to find any kind of symbol that would prove his house.
Go ahead and roll for. Give me a stat that you want to try and aim at. I'm rolling a D10. This is going to be +3. You're trying to beat. Okay. Is it possible for you to beat a 13?
It is not. If this was aware, yes. I don't think aware would be reasonable for this, though.
Ask for help. What stat are you amplifying?
The only one that would make sense is smarts. Honestly,
Smarts. Ophelia,
Because
what do you think you can do?
I'm trying to find something very specific, and I know that Firestorm is not the smartest, but at the same time, he would probably know his own equipment and know where his family crest on it is.
My
Right.
only thought on this is I'm trying to remember my session 0 with Dale. And from what I remember, the hammer was bestowed upon me at some point when I got the Firestorm powers.
I think that's right. The closest,
you-
along that same lines, though, you could check the armor itself.
Right.
his
So yeah,
helmet,
we'd
his
be
shoulder
checking
plates.
all of his stuff for the family crest.
Yes. So that in mind, Ophelia, I'm going to recommend, and actually Jeffrey is going to be the one to recommend. Do you have something you can look into this with him? You're actually going to be gaining a +2 from Jeffrey as he is starting to inspect with you. Ophelia, if you want to add to the success, you can also lend your efforts and add a flat +2.
I would like to add to my success because would it be plausible when we were doing our research the night before that there would have been in the books some kind of depiction of this crest that we were looking for?
Micah, what is the simplest way to identify the house Badgermole, do you think? What iconography, what symbol, what letter?
We've discussed it before, but we never write these things down. So
Nope, we don't. In my mind, the simplest way of going about it, because each of the houses are subterranean in their ancestry, they would have like insects or underground animals. Could very well be like a badger's paw being the symbol.
I'm pretty sure it was something like that.
Yeah. So like a badger's paw, like the right paw print scratching a little bit into the metal, right?
Here's the other thing. Badgermole's house had a whole lot of subsidiary houses,
Mm-hmm.
such as Willow Fall.
Yep.
But I guess they would have had like secondary emblems maybe etched into or on it, whereas Badgermole Prime would have just had the main
So Badgermole Prime would have had like the paw first and then a subsidiary. I would imagine that your subsidiary house
Well, I
would
don't have
been-
one. I was just
That's right.
Badgermole.
Yep, you're just Badgermole. Okay, so you would literally just have the paw print. You guys are now trying to find that. Kieran, you're making the roll. We're going to pop back over to Memo to have his scene play out. So, what do you want to tell this individual?
What the hell are you?
He's looking up at you, completely calm. Cocks his head to the side. A mistake.
He's a steak.
A steak!
We can be bees.
We can be
Mark,
bees.
look, I made a steak.
A steak?
Are you sure?
Oh man, I lined myself up for that. Sorry, go ahead.
Gotta say, the final episode of this season that just came out was fire.
Mm.
Anyways,
That anger, that force. I feel like I've seen it before. Tell me, have I killed your kind before?
I'm the first and the last.
I guess that's something you and I have in common then. Why are you here?
This is where he actually shows the only emotion that you've seen on his face. He looks up, swallows. Make right what I failed to make right at Murkthaw.
Can I make a roll on that? See if I know what Murkthaw is.
Go ahead and roll for smarts.
You little smart.
We are looking at another dirty 10.
Okay. You get a crit.
Oh, damn.
You realize that the mistake that he made involved the final battle that took place that ended the war between the Empire and the Felwinger. Now, this man looks like a Mundani. He could very well be Celesti, which is more connected to the gods and the happy life-supporting gods on the roster in the Pantheon. He doesn't look or feel demonic. Even his magic didn't feel demonic by nature. So you feel like there's some positivity there, but there was also just that flicker behind him that made it feel as if one man was embodying a forest fire. That's the only intel that I could give you, even on a crit, based off of what your character would know.
You know what I think? I think we need to get a drink. He's going to pat him on the shoulder and usher him out.
Haven't heard that in a long time. I'm going to let you guys go out. And you're actually, for sake of continuity, you're going to show up at the same restaurant as these guys just went to. That'll be fun.
I do want to have some dialogue between the two of us as we're getting a drink.
So let's capitalize on that to close the session as we have these guys wrapping up. Okay. This is the final decision, guys. You've had a moment to talk. We can go above table to try and see the logic out and suss this out. The option as has been presented are threefold: Anvil, Andal, and Firestorm. 2 of those have just left the building. But that doesn't mean the vote cannot be cast.
I rolled a 10 on the smarts for finding the symbols. And by that I mean a natural 10.
Yeah.
So I've got
beat
+1
it by 1 point. Meaning, you check under the lip, the protective lip on the back of his helmet. Nothing. You check underneath one of the shoulder plates, the other shoulder plate. And the funny thing about the breastplate in general is that each of these spaulders is connected to it. So you're kind of getting a little frantic because you're like, okay, where would it be? But then you look at the back of his collar and you see upside down the badger paw.
And it says, if lost, please return.
Yeah, that.
Jeffrey, if we're going with this direction, if we're going to reveal him, which I'm going to leave that ultimate decision up to you, Firestorm, but if we do it, we have the proof we need.
Well, would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
The way that I understand it, it could go either way, Firestorm. If you reveal yourself, you'll be putting a target on your back. If you don't and you choose to leave, you could go anonymous, but you would have to be under the radar for your entire investigation here.
He knows that people have plans for him, and so he's gonna sigh and he's gonna go, okay.
I will do everything in my power to make sure that none of their plans come to fruition. But you're your own man.
He's gonna go, I'm just gonna talk to someone real quick, and he's gonna close his eyes. He's gonna go, Belgard.
Go ahead and roll me an awareness. Let's see what happens here, baby.
Recognizing what he's doing, Kieran will actually put his hand on his shoulder and try and help him channel as best he can.
Okay, go ahead I'm rolling the d20 in honor of the gods you're talking to.
And what am I rolling again?
Aware. Either will or aware.
I'm definitely doing will.
Do it.
That is a 12.
With a 20 for Belgar and a 17, with a 30 for Belgar and a 27 for Nefta, Nefta elects to speak to you.
I've always liked it, Nifta.
There's no manifestation that the three others can see around you, but you, Firestorm, feel this crackling energy that makes the hair on your neck stand up. And in the same way that a message stone puts kind of like the Jarvis hologram in front of you of the person's face and like upper torso, you see the full body image of this woman. She's dressed in like thunderclouds, and her hair wisps behind her in a perpetual wind that you cannot feel.
Nifta, you look great. You'll make a man weep of jealousy.
You're not too bad yourself.
You mean it?
Every day.
Oh. He says that. Oh.
The other three are like, what? What do you need?
Can you help me make a decision here? I know that you know who it was that sent me back in time or forward in time. They were trying to get rid of me, right? Get me out of the picture, or were they trying to bring me to this time for whatever?
They were trying to save you.
Save me? Oh, because that makes sense that family got wiped out.
In the same vein that they were trying to save you from the Inquisition that was sent after your family, they were trying to save you from his own presence. If you were caught helping him, you would have been put to death.
Crap, what was his name? Not Tibble. I called him Tibble.
Tival Duman.
That's right, I called him Tibble, so I would definitely say Tibble. So was it Tibble that sent me back?
Tival did what he could to spare you.
Oh, that's nice of him. Is it in your godliness? Is it a good idea for me to come back with the Badgermole name?
And she's thinking. She gets quiet. You can roll an awareness to see if you can parse anything off of her.
I will do that. Aware? That's
Yes.
a 10.
She's being very open with you. And you can tell that what she has just revealed about Tival is not all she knows about him.
Obviously. Nefta's like the one person I want to be respectful to. She's always been super nice to me.
And it's actually, even though she rolled much higher than you did, she's being open. She is electing openness with you. And she opens and closes her mouth maybe once or twice before she finally says, "You were not the only one that jumped forward."
Oh! He says that too. Hand to his mouth, he goes, "Oh!"
Kieran's just like, what's going on?
You don't say. No. Really? He's like... Anyway, yeah. Other Badgermoles.
Say that again.
Other Badgermoles.
You are the only one living,
Oh.
but Tival is actively seeking you.
Seeking me? Is that what you said? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's actively seeking you, Quarry.
Who? Okay. Why?
He's doing what he can, and he's utilizing whatever resources he can. But I'm not certain he's going to find you the right way.
Ah. So, he's a friend, right? He was a friend to me before.
He tried to be.
Okay. Well, then maybe it's a good idea. Let myself known. That's gonna make some waves. Help him find me.
You'll also be enraging the council that doesn't want you to act independently.
Yeah,
By
well,
doing this, you will have to choose to either submit or do things your way as the rightful heir.
well, we all know what's gonna happen there. You and Belgar. You trusted me with this,
We did.
and you told me to forge my own path, to find the way.
We have.
And you're in my corner. I've got your help, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got my friends. I'll try to be careful, but it seems like it's time to come out.
Nefta gets a tired smile on her face as she says, I'm proud of you.
He blushes. It's a real blush.
The vision is gone, and you blink, and suddenly you're looking Jeffrey in the face. What happened? I couldn't even sense what was happening.
Firestorm's gonna sigh. He's gonna pop the bubble.
I mean, you
The wall of water
can't.
you've composed?
Gone.
You can't pop it. You could walk out of it, or you can just tell me like, "Hey, pull it down. It's time."
He's gonna definitely try to pop the bubble. Maybe you make it actually.
It's not again. It's not a bubble. Think of it like it's a river running around us.
No, I'm sure, but you know, Firestorm.
Kieran will see that and go, "Do you want me to say it, or are you going to say it?"
Just drop the bubble, please.
Okay. And he'll pull it down.
As soon as the bubble's down, because it's definitely a bubble.
Yep.
He's gonna like half activate Firestorm. Grow
We're
just a
talking
little
flame
bit.
or electric?
Yeah, of course.
Like which half? Is that
No,
the
yeah,
angle you're
yeah,
going?
no, of course. Hold on one second.
This is bonkers. I love this because this is not the way I thought the session would go. This is my favorite part of any session.
I was going to say, when have any of these sessions gone the way you wanted them to go?
I can tell you one in the almost 4 years we've done this, people. Gosh, it's good to be here.
Sorry, okay, I'm back.
Yes.
He's gonna half activate Firestorm. Not to just like turn into a huge giant, but he's just gonna command the elements, really command attention.
There's a ripple through these 6 dignitaries that each do different versions of shock, awe, fear, terror, or rage.
He's going to take his hammer, which is some kind of special thing. And he's going to pretty much announce, he's going to say, I am the firestorm. I am the vessel, as it were, of Nefta and Belgar. But my name is Quarry Badgermole. And I am the heir to the Badgermole family. I'm back. And then he's going to walk up to the throne. and he full on. He knows there's got to be like some kind of vote, so he knows this is probably going to be really embarrassing for him when it's not official. But he's going to sit on it.
No one stops you. You're on fire, literal fire. And there's sparks of electricity zapping anyone that gets close.
And as soon as he does that, Kieran then pipes up and goes, "You officially have the only candidate that matches both requirements of law to take that seat."
I like you. Oathbane is just immediately infatuated.
And Kieran was like, give him the thumbs up. Give him that look with a thumbs up. With a little bit of lightning coming off of his thumb. And then he'll look
quietly just kind of sneaks in a little applause on the side.
And then he'll look to the other 5 and go, "What say you?"
Well, I'm down to vote for House Badgermole. House Badgermole. Over on the far side, the general. 4. Orange chair. 4. Purple, immediately, almost impulsively trying to put an opinion out there before it can be silenced. Hammer spell. Against.
You're a douchebag.
And like as soon as Hammerspell says against, Kieran gives him that knowing look of course you'd say that.
The other 2 vote. Ironroot votes terrified, sitting right next to House Hammerspell, for the Firestorm. And lastly, Gem Carver votes against. 4 for, 2 against. And the final vote, if it was even necessary, would be Firestorm himself. Firestorm, you look out over your party who's been with you for close to a year. You've lost people on this adventure. And you are now in a place in your life where you can start making real change with their help. What is your vote as you look around and see these people voting for and against you? And in fact, Kieran and Ophelia, I would argue, what is your vote for your friend?
Kieran, looking out before Firestorm can speak, for what it's worth, given that he has made his choice, even though I know my vote doesn't mean anything, I am for Quarry Badgermole.
Oh.
And he'll say that specifically looking at
Hammerspell?
the Lord of House Hammerspell. Just like
Lucius.
Just that look of like, I've done this political game for all of my adult life. I know the crap you guys do.
Right. Then Ophelia.
For whatever it's worth, I am also for Quarry Badgermole.
It's funny because Lucius Hammerspell was the one that was kind of running this thing, and now that the vote has been cast, he's kind of looked to, like the line looks down the way, like, are you going to announce it or what?
He got little brothered.
Yeah. Hammerspell doesn't look at the row. Instead, he looks down at the table. His arms are pressed hard, like his wrists are pushed onto the tabletop before he slaps his hands down, stands up, descends the stairs, and leaves through one of the back hallways. To which Oathbane, from the yellow seat, says, seems we have a 4-2 vote, and the tie, should it have been broken, lies with our very own Heir Badgermole. Our king, what is your vote?
He's gonna look very scared, but also really tenderly, with maybe a little bit tears in his eyes that just kind of comes out of his fog because he's on fire over at his party. And just in the most like regal thing you ever seen him do, he didn't even know he could do this, but like beard on fire, molten lava coming down, sitting in the chair, he's just like leaned back, and he's gonna just like pound the pommel of his hammer into the stone. And unexpectedly, even to Firestorm, that kind of gavel strike, that hammer strike, reverberates to the whole city. Because I think it's cool.
I will let that be canon. There's a rumble through the earth as the heir of House Badgermole sits. The law that Oathbane himself has declared and maintained in this interaction falls into full effect through magical means, not just political. And with that, independent of the house in charge of magic for the city. That magic reverberates into the volcano itself.
I like to think that what's his face, the hammer spell dude, is
Lucius.
walking away and he gets that reverberation through his body and it's like
I would like this is what you don't see. As he's going into this darkened tunnel, he looks over his shoulder when he feels that rumble and just
He doesn't
reaches
have
into his
puppet he can
pocket.
control.
Reaches into his pocket. We have a problem. And the voice comes back. Can you take care of it? It's a bit bigger than we can do on our own now. We need to move up the timetable. When? Then we will cut to one of the final things that we'll see of our newest character. This is so good. Like I'm like I got jitters right now. This is so good. You guys, let me double check here. You pass an apothecary on your way with this anvil guy. An Andal, it's coming up to noonday, but it's always overcast. It's dead of winter. It's cold. Like it's been the coldest you've ever felt in this region of the world. You're currently like in the case of like the United States, you'd be far northeast. In fact, you'd almost be in Canada at this point.
Yeah, he's been in worse.
Right. So that in mind, you're basically walking out with. You're okay being out here with a t-shirt and jeans, essentially. That's how hardened you are. But you walk past Brick and Mortar and Pestle. That's the name of the apothecary. You pass that. You're still going downhill away from the mountain because you're aware, you've gotten word of mouth, and you've known of this little place, this little restaurant. It's a little family restaurant. There's some little like moss feet, very kind, amicable, and above table, these are the extended family to Ophelia and the Bark Hollow family. So you arrive, you duck inside. This is definitely like made for like the average sized person. So when you kneel and turn yourself sideways to fit through the front door, the guy that's there, Oak, Brill Sprout, is, oh, hey, howdy, how can I help you? Thank you for coming in. Wow, you're big. How can we help you? We have the finest fairy berry ale from the monastery at Beargland, and we have a little bit of the tougher stuff because I can tell that you might like something fruity or something a little stronger than that. But how can we help you?
Bearglands.
Yeah.
He's gonna look down to Anvil. What do you want?
Bacon and eggs.
And a very berry. Trust
Come
me.
right up! And he'll like turn around and zip into the kitchen.
Well, I guess he heard us.
He's not gonna try to sit in a chair. He'll break it. He's just gonna kind of sit crisscross.
Yep.
And
In
even
front of
then
the
he has to
chair
arch.
in a
Yeah,
booth.
he has to arch down a bit just to fit. But he seems like he's done this a million times.
Oh, yeah. Narayan has actually picked a booth in the corner of the room that's as private as he can find.
Narayan?
Yes.
Who's that?
Anvil.
Oh.
I let slip. Sorry.
So, looks like you and me both have some old haunting stories.
Yeah.
Well, it feels weird knowing that I'm not the only one. So,
What was the name of the battlefield?
Murgthaw.
Murgthaw. I've been there a few times, passing through on a hunt, but that was you?
70 years ago. Yeah.
You know what I was doing 70 years ago? Hunting down a creature that would have made Murgthaw look like a little infant's playground. I mean, trust me, I'm not the man I was then. As
He looks down at his old body.
as you can tell, but it's a different world. Different set of tales. Look, I'm not saying
He's gonna I imagine he's just gonna ask for like a tiny casket, like a tiny barrel.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
like the tiny barrel for you is literally like a shot glass in your hand, but you're taking it. You're
Yeah.
taking the whole barrel.
Look, you understand what we Silver Seraphs did.
Yeah.
We're all gone. I'm the last.
Is there anyone you can talk to?
No. No one here even remembers the name Silver Seraph. There would have been time, centuries past, where we would have been on everyone's lips. But we went the way that all great orders do. Forgotten.
I don't know that I'm going to be forgotten.
Mm.
The monster in children's nightmares. The beast in someone's closet.
Damn the closet, damn the story. Do you think I haven't had my fair share of evil? Hell, you can go to some corners of the earth, to some ancient communities of long-forgotten species, and they'll still speak of the Silver Seraphs like a grim reaper. You can still see the battle marks of our battles. Well, until in memoriam. Look, I'm only one Seraph now. I really don't want to have to be worrying about another disaster. Especially, if he leans in, especially with someone so near and dear to the same situations I'm in.
Anvil will lean in as well.
Look, I've been in the same situation you have. Trust me. The feelings you're feeling now is only going to lead to worse feelings and worse situations, and it's just going to perpetuate until you become what I am. A decrepit, jaded bastard.
How do you get over
Well,
it?
you could take the wrong path, what I did, which was drown yourself in women, booze, and more hunts. Or
He's gonna put the barrel down and shove it next to him.
confide in those that know the pain. Don't go rushing to try to atone for a sin. You'll only make it worse. You really want to make it right? Take it slow.
He's gonna take one of his fingers and like tap it on Narayan's forehead.
Think with your head.
He'll move it down and point his chest.
And feel with your heart. You're not the amalgamations of the mistakes you made. You are what you do to correct them. And you, my friend, are powerful. Don't try to hide it. I make a habit hunting creatures such as yourself. But you have the one thing all those feral beasts don't have. A shred of conscience and guilt. Dangerous, yes, but also good.
I'm hunting my own beast.
I am
Where
as
do
well.
you start?
Where do you start? Don't find out what can kill it, because then you'll kill yourself as well. Learn to understand that there's some beasts you can't kill, and some beasts you just have to be friends with. You kill that beast, you killed that last bit of guilt you have. And then you're not going to be facing atonement for your sins. You're going to be facing me. And trust me, we both don't want to be in that situation.
Bacon and eggs! And this is when Oak comes back in and clacks down the china, his family china. And Narayan actually jumps at that. And go ahead and make one more roll, awareness.
9.
9.
I only have a +2 to awareness.
Because meets it, beats it, and he rolled a 3. In that moment of surprise, you see that, and you can recognize PTSD. You recognize that the moment that plate clacked down, there was a flashback that he just experienced that he immediately put to the back of his mind. He barely got ahead of the flashback before something bad happened.
Still feels like it happened yesterday, right?
Yeah. And he is going to dive into this plate. 2 eggs, 3 slices of bacon. When I say he dives in, that's his only conscientious thought. He tries to drown out the pain, the memory, and is literally using a fork and knife to eat bacon and eggs. The man is in shambles, and yet he's trying his best to do better than what he's done in the past.
Andal sees this and he's just thinking to himself, damn it, another one of these, huh? Well, there's a reason I'm here. And now he just makes it his whole mission. He wants to help Anvil, kind of take him in a part of, I don't want to have to hunt him and kill him. And another part of hunting him and killing him will be such a headache. And this is not why I'm here.
Yep. Okay. That in mind, I think that's the best place for us to close off for tonight.
Yay. Well,
Memo.
I can't believe you jump scared Memo on us like that.
There was a small part of me that saw something coming, because when I first joined, it said 3 people in studio, but it was only Dale and I. I'm like, something's going on. At first, I thought it was Kim, and then she joined, and it said 4 people. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I wasn't 100% expecting Memo, but there was something in the back of my head going, someone else is here.
Well, Andal likes to keep a surprise.
We have a fan. Someone's listening.
We have fan art.
Oh no.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the introduction of Andal. I'm still getting a hold of him, but I like him.
That's
I like him. I think he's
fun.
Wonderful.
We've had a lot of youth
He's
in previous episodes, so having the sage wisdom guy show up, I think is chef's kiss.
I like it.
So-
I think it does work better than bringing Jericho back as well.
He's
as much
Uncle-
as there.
Sorry,
He's
go
Uncle-
ahead. I was
as
going to
much
say
as
he's
there
Uncle
was-
iRobot from Texas.
As much as there was that part of me that wanted to see Jericho again, I 100% know that if Kieran saw Jericho, he would like go all lightning hand purge, just like.
Oh,
How
don't worry,
dare
there's something
you?
happening. There's something happening in the background.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
just
it
know
100
Andal, he's he's the last of an order of monster hunters. TLDR.
I mean, I figured.
Okay,
Yeah,
before we get much more into the
anyway.
lore, let's end the stream. Hi, thanks for watching. Whenever you watch this, if you watched it live, watched it after the fact, doesn't matter. Thanks for being here.
This has been the Eternal Podcast.
Bringing it back. And Memo, I've been here all along.
all along. All along.
Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, there it goes.